Hi, I'm Mark from Brown Works, and one of the favorite firearms I'd like to share with you this week is one of my AR builds. Now, I think AR builds are kind of like putting Lego pieces together. You get all the best Lego pieces and you put them together and you make something special. So this is a 300 Blackout build. It's chambered in 300 Blackout, and it's one of my favorites, and I'm going to show you why. All right, so let's get a little bit closer here, and we'll flip it around. And the upper, so this was a complete upper. This is by Gemtech. And if you know Gemtech, then you'll know that they make suppressors. So this is an integrally suppressed upper. And they make this in the 223 or the 300 Blackout. So this is chambered in 300 Blackout. And it has the suppressor built into the barrel. So it's fully attached. So the overall length of the barrel is the 16.1 inches. So typically the barrel piece of this is about 10 inches. And then the suppressor is the remaining 6+ inches. That gives you, and it's all attached. So it's all one piece. So that allows you to have one tack stamp instead of two tack stamps to get a short barrel rifle and then get a suppressor attached to it. So that saves a little bit. And the suppressor is fully serviceable. We're going to show you that in a couple minutes here. So I think it's a great upper. Okay, so you don't have to have any added length to add a suppressor because it's already built into it. Okay, so let's move down to the lower receiver. It's a Rock River Arms lower receiver. It's pretty standard mil-spec receiver. Now, one thing I did add is a buffer that's specific to suppress 300 Blackout, and I use Nemo. They make a specific buffer spring for suppressed 300 Blackout. There's a couple other on the markets, but I would suggest getting a buffer spring specific for the suppressed, because it doesn't run quite right unless you change out the buffer spring. You'll get a lot better results with a buffer spring specific to a 300 Blackout. So that's pretty much, like I said, it's mil-spec, pretty standard lower receiver, except for the trigger. The trigger I have attached here is a digital trigger by DigiTrigger, and this gives you an electronic trigger. You still have a mechanical trigger. So let's test this out. So safe, fire, that's your mechanical trigger. Okay. It has the standard trigger pull. So this trigger pull is, your standard. This one is set to, I believe, about 5.5 pounds. Yep, it's marked at 5.5 pounds there. But then you can switch it to an electronic trigger, the third position. And what this gives you a couple features with the electronic trigger. It gives you a trigger pull that's about 1 pound. So we're going to try doing this. And it also gives you a trigger safety. So it'll only operate if, you know, it's a grip safety. So you have to be gripping. So let's pull that. And that gives you just, that one was like 1.5. Let's try it again. A little over 1 pound. So that gives you a much reduced trigger pull with the electronic trigger. It also has other features other than lighter trigger pull, grip safety. It also has operations that you can change it to a pull and release. Okay, you can hear the electronics going. Obviously it won't fire unless the hammer's back. But I love this trigger. It's a really unique trigger. And then to top it off is a pretty simple red dot, adjustable red dot here. If you can see that. Tacticon. Okay. Simple red dot. You can switch it from red to green. Has fully adjustable. Okay. But pretty simple, but has some unique parts to it. So let's go through some of the other little specs you have here. The Gemtech suppressor is full auto rated. By itself, the upper weighs about 5 pounds. Now I did get this through Silencer Shop. It is what it was at the time an exclusive to Silencer Shop. Okay, the digital trigger. Like I said, there's not a whole lot more to tell you about that. It does run off of a 9-volt battery. If the 9-volt battery does fail, you still have the manual mode. So you're not dead in the water. You can always go back to the manual mode. Okay. So that's one of the good things to have your backups ready for you. Okay, I did promise to show you how easily serviceable the suppressor piece is. You can actually disassemble with a standard socket wrench. Okay, because there's a square end in the muzzle where the socket wrench goes in, and then it just unscrews from there. So we're going to take it out, and we'll come right back and show you the insides. Okay, we have it pretty much mostly unscrewed here. And you take it out, and you can see here's the baffles, monocore baffle. pretty standard. Okay. So real simple to service, to get in and out, and to go right back in after you clean everything. And that just screws right back in. Okay. Okay. So we're going to go out and we'll do a little bit of shooting, and then we'll come back and wrap it up. Okay, to kind of wrap this up, let me just give you the breakdown of some of the costs here. The digital trigger, the Gen 2s now are going for $659. I think back when I paid for this one, it may have been right around $600 for this Gen 1. So $600 for the digital trigger. For the lower and the buffer spring, that ran probably roughly about $200. And the simple red dot here, it was no more than $40. But the Gemtech integral upper, that ran about $2,000. Plus you have to add another $200 for the tax stamp. So I think that's a rough idea of the cost breakdown. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Please leave us a comment, hit the like button, hit subscribe if you want to see more of our firearms collection in the future. And I appreciate you watching. Thank you, and bye for now.